Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's Sunday afternoon and about the coolest time of the weekend that we've had so far. I think it's 85 degrees and a heat index of 91. So I'll take that over the 95 and a heat index of 98. So we'll see what we can get done with these two. I've got the ESEE Gibson Axe. And the PR-4 out here today. We're going to play with them just a little bit and see what we can get done. This will be the first time really of using either one of these on anything other than just some old pieces of scrap 2x2 that I had laying around here. And then when I get done here, we'll see if we can't get some feather sticks out of the two of them and get a fire started here with a ferro rod. Ooh, this is hard. Real hard. There we go. Oh, I don't have any idea what kind of wood this is. It's some I just picked up while I was out the other day. Ain't doing too bad. You may hear the neighbors. They got a swimming pool and it's the hangout spot for all the kids when it's hot, so that's doing pretty good. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can get that zoomed in just a little bit more. It's not doing too bad. It's not taking too much effort there. I don't know how well that's going to focus. It's doing pretty good. Let's try something else here. What else have I got over here? Here we go. I think this is locust. It's got thorns on it. We'll see what it does. Not doing too bad. It's biting in pretty good. Not doing bad at all. Come back here. I need that piece. Oh. Pretty bad. I've been at her maybe almost 10 minutes and I'm already sweating. Also, bear with me, I'm using a different camera today. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but we'll play with it and see what happens. Re-angling the edge on this made a world of difference in the way this thing cuts. It's not too bad. Making some decent little curls there with it. This is definitely not going to be something that you would want to just take this and this alone to process wood with. It doesn't have enough weight or leverage to chop through a lot of wood. You'd want to take something a little bit bigger for that. But for processing, kindling, tent pegs, carving, anything like that, it's great for that, which is what it's really designed for. It's not designed to process firewood with. Pretty good. Let's see here, what else have I got? There's a piece of cedar. That last one broke it more than it did anything else. Interesting. Can't say that I've ever batoned with a hatchet before. Not. Went right through it. does great with that. Kicking out on it. Let's go to the other end and see what happens. There we go. I can't complain. I'm pretty impressed with it for little stuff like that. I don't know that I'd want to try to cut down anything any bigger than maybe the diameter of a pop can with it. Still feels like it's got a really good edge on it. Oh, let's switch up here. Go to this. See how the PR-4 does. Pick up this piece here of locust and see what happens. This one's bark off. That's doing great there. .90-degree spine is sharp. Let's try something here. Come back here. Quit rolling around on me. Could be a little wet. Like I said, I picked this up off the ground, so I don't know if it's been dry or not. I never even checked it. Doesn't feel like it. See what happens here. My cutting stump's getting in bad shape. I'm about in need of getting a new one. My dad grew up during the Depression. He was born in 1935. And I learned a lot from him over the years. They grew up, they actually raised and traded for most of their food. Most of his childhood, they hunted small game and so forth. Dad used to tell me all the time when I would do feather sticks in Boy Scouts, he'd always say, "Son," he said, "why are you stopping there?" He said, "You're only peeling that thing on one side." He goes, "What about the rest of it?" He said, "The more surface area you got, the better your chances are." So what Dad taught me instead of a feather stick, is what they used to call fire balloons when he was a kid. And what he would do, and what he was taught to do, is to work all the way around, taking these shavings, instead of just doing it on one side, like it's pretty much customary. And he would go and keep working until he got all the way around this stick. Until he whittled it literally off the end of the point. And he'd put curls of all different sizes in there. Until he would get what he called a fire balloon, which is where you've got curls all the way around. He always made it look easy. And then after he'd done that, he would take his lighter and set them on fire. It's smoking. Oh, get around on this side. There we go. That bark was a little too wet. Oh well. Let's see here. Let's do some notching and see what happens. I will give it credit though. The spine on it is definitely sharp. One of my dad's favorite traps that he used growing up, and he taught me, was a figure 4. He used them to catch everything from groundhogs to rabbits. I actually used one time, and we sent a live trap with a figure 4 in our garden, caught a rabbit that had actually been eating our tomatoes. Probably the worst one he ever made. We were on a Boy Scout camping trip, and he made one and killed a skunk. Needless to say, we were downwind from it, and had to deal with that the rest of our camping trip, but hey, it worked. Well, done really, really well with that. I've always been pleased with ESEE products. The only one I've ever had a complaint with, and I don't guess it's really a complaint, it just wasn't the way I'm used to them, is that axe I had to resharpen the edge because it just wasn't sharp enough to do the fine work that it may be called upon to do. Oh. I ain't real sure the edge on that axe isn't a little bit sharper than the one on the PR-4. I wonder. Let's do something here. Let's try to put a notch in this with this PR, or with this axe, and see if I can do it. The one thing that you can't do with the axe is use it on a ferrule rod. I have checked every edge on it except for the actual cutting edge, and none of them are sharp enough to strike a ferrule rod. Kids are having a good time next door. It's doing it. Not doing a bad job at it. It's just awkward with that big long handle sticking out on the back of that axe. There's the one with the PR-4. And there's the one with the axe. So I think you could do either one. But like I said, this thing is just awkward to handle like that with that handle sticking out the back. Let's see what this PR-4 does on the cedar. I do a lot of whittling for no reason. Just something I was picked up as a kid to do to pass the time. My wife fusses at me a lot of times at night. I'll stay up to make my switch back to go to day shift or go to night shift, and I'll sit downstairs on the couch and bring my cutting board in from the garage and just sit downstairs and watch TV and whittle. And she'll get up in the morning, and sometimes I don't get all my curls and some of them end up on the floor. She just looks at me and shakes her head and goes on. Then I clean them up. She's got me trained very well. I clean up after myself and everything. Yeah, tonight it seems like I may be staying up and sharpening a knife. It's doing really, really well. I'm not sure though, like I said, that axe, the edge ain't just a little bit smoother. Well, I think, ooh, that ain't what you want to see. I think I'm gonna call it, and I'm gonna go inside because I'm sitting here sweating to beat the dickens. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hopefully here before long, if I can catch a cool night, get out and try to do a little camping trip and try some of this out actually on a trip instead of just here piddling in the backyard. Well, y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe, like, leave me a comment if y'all want me to try something different with one of these. Y'all have a good night.